Tyler Perry's Sistas is not holding back as it barrels toward its mid-season climax, and the October 8th episode promises a cocktail of heartbreak, danger, and jaw-dropping drama. The new trailer teases 3 explosive storylines that will leave fans clinging to the edge of their seats, from Andy's unsettling reunion with Gary, to Karen's chilling note that sends her friends into panic mode, to a tense standoff at Zach and Fatima's doorstep that could have ended in bloodshed. Andy and Gary, a reunion nobody asked for. The trailer opens with a moment many Sistas fans have been dreading. Gary, Andy's charismatic yet toxic ex, shows up unannounced at her home. He claims he only wants to talk, insisting there's no drama attached to his visit. His words drip with nostalgia as he reflects on their beautiful life together, a life Andy has fought hard to leave behind. But just as Gary begins to tug at old wounds, Danny bursts through the door. She's not having it for a second. Without hesitation, Danny orders Gary out, her fiery energy cutting through the tension like a blade. Andy, however, stands frozen, torn between her messy past and the fragile peace she's been trying to build. The sadness and confusion on her face raise a troubling question. Does Gary still have a hold on her heart, or is she simply overwhelmed by the chaos of the moment? Andy and Gary complicated past she shouldn't revisit. Fans know that Andy and Gary's love story was never the fairy tale it first appeared to be. When Gary first entered Andy's life, he was charming, successful, and seemed to embody the kind of powerful romance she deserved. But beneath the polished surface, their relationship was built on cracks that only deepened as the seasons unfolded, and those cracks turned into dangerous fault lines. 1. A history of deception. Gary's track record of lies is impossible to ignore. When Andy met him, he was still married, a fact he conveniently kept hidden until the truth inevitably came out. His constant half-truths and manipulations forced Andy into one scandal after another, putting her reputation, her career, and even her freedom at risk. Someone who hides such fundamental details about their life has already broken the trust that a healthy relationship requires. 2. Emotional manipulation. Gary's most potent weapon has never been his wealth or his charm, it's his ability to emotionally manipulate Andy. Time and again, he's used grand gestures, apologies, and sweet words to reel her back in whenever she tries to walk away. These moments of romantic intensity might feel intoxicating in the moment, but they mask a cycle of control. His sudden reappearance at her apartment, under the guise of just wanting to talk, is yet another example of his refusal to respect her boundaries. 3. Jealousy and control. Throughout their relationship, Gary's jealousy often crossed the line into possessiveness. He wanted to dictate who Andy spoke to, where she went, and how she lived. That kind of behavior isn't love, it's control. Andy has spent the last few seasons reclaiming her independence, proving that she doesn't need a man to define her worth. Allowing Gary back into her life risks undoing all that hard-won progress. 4. Professional risk. Andy's career as a high-powered attorney has been jeopardized more than once because of Gary's drama. From legal entanglements to public scandals, his presence has been a liability. Getting involved with him again wouldn't just endanger her heart, it could damage her hard-earned professional reputation, something she's fought tooth and nail to protect. 5. A pattern that won't change. Perhaps the most important reason Andy shouldn't fall for Gary again is simple. His pattern has never changed. No matter how many apologies he offers or how much he reminisces about their beautiful life, his actions speak louder than words. History shows that every time Andy gives him another chance, he repeats the same behavior. Andy deserves better. Andy has grown stronger and wiser since the early days of Sistas. She's learned the value of self-respect, of friends who truly have her back, and of relationships built on honesty and trust. Gary represents a past filled with betrayal and manipulation, a chapter best left closed. Seeing Gary at her door might stir old feelings, but Andy's future doesn't lie in revisiting old wounds. She deserves a love that empowers her, not one that keeps her trapped in a cycle of heartbreak. For Andy, moving forward means keeping that door firmly shut, no matter how many sweet words Gary whispers. Karen's note, a cry for help or a final goodbye. Meanwhile, a much darker subplot unfolds. Earlier in the trailer, Danny and Sabrina stumble upon a note Karen left behind, one that chills them to the bone. In it, Karen writes that she's ready to end this chapter, a cryptic phrase that sends alarm bells ringing. The friends immediately fear the worst. Could Karen be contemplating suicide? Their frantic energy is palpable as they rush to find Andy and share their discovery. This urgent mission is what brings Danny to Andy's apartment in the first place, only to find Gary sitting comfortably, stirring up the very drama he swore he'd avoid. The stakes have never been higher for Karen, whose emotional struggles have been building all season. Is this note truly a goodbye, or is she simply closing the door on a painful past? Viewers will have to tune in to find out, but the tension is already unbearable. Zach, Fatima, and the threat of Chaz Duncan. While Andy's night is filled with emotional turmoil, danger brews on the other side of town. At Zach's house, an unexpected visitor sends shockwaves through Zatima Nation. Chaz Duncan. This mysterious figure, already whispered about as a man who takes whatever he wants, shows up uninvited, crossing every line imaginable. Fatima wastes no time confronting him, her voice sharp and unwavering as she tells Chaz he's crossed multiple boundaries. But Chaz isn't here for a polite conversation, he's itching for a fight. Just as Zach steps in, the tension boils over. Words turn into a heated argument, and before anyone can defuse the situation, Chaz's security detail escalates it by pulling a gun. The sight of a weapon instantly changes everything. Fatima, quick thinking as always, urges Zach to stand down. Cool off, she warns, her tone both protective and commanding. It's a heart-stopping moment that proves once again why Fatima is the anchor of their relationship. One wrong move and the night could have ended in tragedy. A season of twists and reckonings. This upcoming episode is a powder keg of emotional and physical danger. Andy faces the ghosts of her romantic past just as her friends race to save Karen from herself. Zach and Fatima, usually the show's power couple, find themselves staring down a life-or-death threat right outside their home. What makes Sistas so compelling is its ability to weave these storylines together, friendship, love, betrayal, and survival, into a single night of television that feels both intimate and explosive. The new episode isn't just another chapter. It's a turning point that could change every character's path. Will Andy finally shut the door on Gary once and for all? Is Karen truly at the edge, or is her note a sign of renewal? And will Zach and Fatima's love be strong enough to survive a confrontation that could have ended in gunfire? One thing is certain. When Sistas returns, fans better be ready. The drama is no longer simmering, it's at a full boil.